friend. Like most friends would have one here. But yeah, I cannot see that much in the future. I mean, it's being really close actually. We might actually get over the line here because now the sandstorm is going very fast. Okay, it's a tie. This should not happen on average. Is there any vendor you would take it over experience on hour 2 or always XP? It depends. I really would like to level by the end of the day 2 and be level 3, so that has a high priority. If I would always skip, like, okay, I don't think that it only shows up on day 3, but like getting the haste skill vendor obviously will always be higher priority, but I think that also should most likely show up in the spot where normally the XP shows up. Maybe small items if I want to dig and need to dig for my Omega Ray, but other than that, XP is pretty good. If you are on the other side are ready to level, I would wager not to go for XP and prioritize vendors at least if you need something more. Okay, so now we somehow managed our way here to the over the first day. We definitely need to buy a lot of items. There will be a lot of spots that needs to be filled. Even though there's XP, I'm gonna go for JJ. Let's keep going here. Okay, there are LEDs. I will not invest into the crypto, nor do I think Ballista is good, but I am so rich, I will reroll for sure. There's my force field, there's a silver ray. I will buy both of those just to have stuff already. Good. We are now a little bit more settled here. I'll still go for small items. I still have also some gold in the bank left, so... Okay, let's think this a little bit through. We have like 2 ways to approach this game, right? One way, we are saying, well, there is a force field, let's try to make the force field work. I have done that a couple times on stream, so at least for those who watch in a lot, they have a general idea how to do that. What I don't think I have done a lot on stream is playing the alternative version with the race on the ignition, on the armored core. So maybe already for that reason, we should be inclined to take the pivot if we can. And if I look here, there is a soldering gun. I don't know. I have not looked it up, I'm honest. But I watched like for a few more minutes the stream of Language Hacker before I was too tired. And he pronounced it also. He said like only the L is a quiet one. So he said soldering gun. So he pronounced it more like soldering gun. So anyway, there's a soldering gun and a ray. So those 2 items are pretty good and we can build around it. And that alone would also be probably as good as the force field in this situation. So I'm wagering that might be a good pivot point since we only had a force field and not much more. I will keep the force field around, but I would also think this might be already stronger. Okay, I have not a lot of money unless I sell my force field. So do I really want to sell my force field and all the stuff here to look at 3 more items? I don't think so. We want to be able to pivot here. There's a rogue scrapper. How do we beat the rogue scrapper the easiest? I mean, this scaling is, even though in the long run pretty good, for now I might be inclined to say not good enough to fight the rogue scrapper. There's also no shield scaling going on. Maybe it is stronger still to play it like this for the rogue scrapper and hope we're getting over the line. I mean, we are super slow, so that will look sketchy for sure. I don't even know if we can take out the rogue scrapper here with this. So let's say we are proccing 4 times consistently before the storm hits, like maybe 5 times, but let's say 4 times. 4 times here is like 20, it's like 30. We may accumulate, oops, very little extra as well. So we are hitting strong. We are also probably have at the end more health than this, what we have now. So we should probably get over the line there. Is the alpha gamma ray better over LEDs? I mean, yeah. Okay, let's make it like this. Probably this should get us over the line and we can pivot anyway if we have more board space and decide what we want to do. I started play Bazaar 2 days ago yesterday by the Dooley Jesus. He is so much better. Yeah, he is a little bit stronger at the moment. I'm not gonna lie about that. You do have good setup. Do you keep your scrap for the late banana? Yeah, that was the consideration, especially since the duct tape would also be good if I play the alternative setup with the soldering gun, right? If I have like a soldering gun here, I want to have a duct tape next to it that is next to a rivet gun, the best options to play, in my opinion, the soldering gun. So therefore it was a consideration. But I was, in all honesty, a little bit too scared here and thought I might lose if I not buff a little bit the core. So that is why I used it on the armored core, because also no matter the setup, the armored core will stick around, so it is not the worst target. And it's only like a little bit of bronze scrap shield, so it's also not the hardest of the downsides in general. So yeah. You play sometimes Pick. I have literally only played 6 hours of Pick since the game released, and that was a long time ago. But I am willing to, if there is a need or like a wish or like a demand or whatever, I'm willing to change up the stream and make a little bit more variety here. So exactly after this game, I will make a poll to get like a better intuition what my viewers might want to see. And I will give a lot of options, and I hope I can make it multi-choose. And then I have also to figure out how to make a poll in the first place. If I can do it on Twitch, I will do it on Twitch. Otherwise, I might use a third-party site. And then I get like an intuition what my viewers would like to see. And then I will, depending on the evaluations there, extend the stream to different things. So I want to play a little bit more Pygmalion anyway in the near future. And Vanessa, I will also play ranked at some point anyway. So whether that happens on or off stream is a little bit up to you, whether you would prefer one or the other. So yeah, that is coming up in just after the game, after the viewers got in, as well as I finished up this game and had a start in the stream. Health, skills, or tough items. Well, so that depends a little bit, right? If I were, say, playing my force field build, I might be inclined to say, let's start looking for the defense grid skill. I'm not so certain, because the only piece I have for the force field build is the force field. So that is not completely appealing at the moment. And while this is also more suiting the armor core force field build, there might be an Aiden anyway, or shield items I like to see. So I feel like because there might be a duct tape, because there might shield enchanted items or an Aiden, this is better. Skills are anyway most of the time not good, and only rarely I would pick one up. And while 50 health are 50 health, it's only 50 health, right? Okay, those are not the items I was looking for. This is scaling not fast enough after like day 1, and it's only like a fill-in. Water cooler is also not helping us a lot. So we can happily just skip here. Experience, scrap shield, free loot items. I would say free loot items are warranted. We're not really rich. There are more opportunities to use the free loot items. Maybe there's crit and we still stay with the force field. It's 1 more gold. It's all bronze anyway, so the scrap shield is also not as impactful. So I feel like this is not the worst to do. Feather is obviously good in the long run. So let's have a look here what we can actually build. So we can build something like this. It's, I would say, mediocre, but it's doing something. I don't have like a lot of pieces actually to take it out, I would have to buy 2 small items. I cannot really reliable even get 2 small items here in the friend. The only real friend I would like to see is an Aiden. Likelihood, not really high. High roll potential, sure, but let's be honest, not really happening. This is 3 gold. I can either go, I rather go to the mountain pass. Here, normally on day 2, I always tell you take the guaranteed XP and gold because you want to level. Well, fortunately, we leveled already. So I'm more inclined to take a risk. In general, risk is pretty good. I would wager this might be the best setup, or this is the best setup. So let's do this on the core, here not on the core, on the force field. And then discuss a little bit what we want to do. Like 1 second of slow on the LEDs and 1 second of slow on core procs. Even though it's in a Pygmalion, it is not going anywhere. So I rather have the extra scaling of the soldering gun. That is more in my favor. I know it's still all slow happening here. There is no multicast. LEDs are just a little bit faster, but I don't think the slow in general will outvalue the extra burn I can accumulate with 2 rays and a core. So I don't think I want to change that up. Do I want to use the feather here? Definitely not. Only considerations is if I want to use the shield scraps. I could say, well, I don't know when the duct tape shows up, and making sure to win here is a pretty good thing to do. And the likelihood increased, I would say decently, if my core has like 50% more shield on it. And while the core is staying on board no matter which direction we are pivoting. So I feel comfortable not to be too greedy here. Since the Pygmalion 1-day-1, he might have a Regal Blade, and maybe we can outheal that. Very maybe. Okay, I feel like considerations are made. Let's do the fight. Is it really worth rushing level 2 on day 1, even if it sabotaged your board pretty hard? I mean, that depends what your other options are, and it depends highly which core you're playing. If I play okay, we are definitely gonna die here. That was hard-hitting stuff. Yeah, that is also a lot of crit with like 4% crit. That is, yeah, the 4% crit. Back to the rushing on day 1. If I play the Ignition Core, I don't value that highly. I rather value getting high quality items. They will help me in the long run and probably even help me more winning day 1. Doesn't help me if I have like a bronze core and or at least wasn't able to upgrade it, and for whatever items, if I have also the opportunity to maybe get like let's say best case an Aiden and an Omega Ray. So I wouldn't do that. On the other side, if I play Companion Core, you will struggle anyway if you don't find your brick buddy, and you will struggle anyway if you don't have like a lot of spaces. So there, I'm more inclined to prioritize XP. You need to be partner affiliated to be pools. Well, I should be affiliated. So that one should hopefully work. In my experience, and ghost means, yeah. Crit is a weird thing. Okay, I still have here a few options. I don't need necessarily gold. 1 XP is 1 XP, but we will level by the end of the day. This would be good if I want to get ahead of the curve. I rather get pieces here, like an Aiden. I don't think a balloon boat is cutting it. So yeah, also welding helmet is something you can pick up if you're struggling day 1, maybe, but you don't want to pick it up here. It is just for 2 slots not good enough. It's like it would be if you also consider the amount that it's a medium item, a 6-second item, and therefore we don't like those. So no, nothing we want to see. We could go for weapons. There might be an Uzi, an upgrade on the force field. We're still in the I don't know, finding phase here. We can get a free weapon, might be an Uzi. That's also not the worst. We can look at skills for the defense grid, and then we pivot more towards force field. I would say all of those are okay-ish. None of those are really good. We have money here, so we can go digging on weapons. Let's gamble one of those though. The Uzi would be good, but also whatever. I look here and probably don't pick up a skill. Okay. One skill I'm only inclined to consider, it's the red envelope, like 10 gold on day 3 is still like a huge amount of gold, and you convert it to, let's say, 150 health, and that is a huge increase. Downside though, this skill will show up later on, and I will never like want to pick that skill again because I rather want to have other skills, and this will block future skill slots. So do I think I would need it here? No. If it was day 1, I would have considered it differently and say on day 1, 10 gold is a huge increase. On day 3, with 18 gold in my bank account, I will not pick it up. I take out a Scout Trooper. Oof, I was struggling against that Pygmalion. It was all very, very slow. So I don't know. I don't think so. I don't want to risk it. I take the Frost Street Challenger. I should get over the line there for sure. If I crit with Force Field, does it crit with shield and damage? Yes. And it will first give you a percentage chance, whatever, on the shield crit, and then you also get a crit multiplier again if you crit on the damage. So technically, if you have 100% crit, you first of all double the shield output, and then you double again after getting the shield the damage output. Core cooldown reduction is by far the best here. I like it a lot. The rest, not too good. So we are definitely doing that. The snow globe, I don't know, probably never use it, but also I don't need to sell it. I'm not really interested in medium items, so what I will do is I will just buy chocolate here. I have the financial means, and increasing 450 the health is pretty good. We can either go shopping at JJ or get here monster loot. I mean, both is kind of strong, right? Monster loot, golden one, golden feather, golden scrap shield. I don't know, that kind of stuff is impactful. Even like golden cinders is not the worst on the soldering gun for the future. The alternative is to say, well, this property thingy here, the snow globe, that is ain't doing a lot, right? It's one freeze every 6 seconds. It's a medium item. Like, we are weak with this. I'm more inclined to say, even though this is amazing, it's the last hour of the day where I can actually try to get items, and items are pretty important. So yeah, let's go for items. It hurts a little bit, but yeah, we should do this. This is probably good enough, because even though it's slow and I don't like it, it will also give me a multicast here on the soldering gun, so probably, therefore, it's not the worst. Can also think now if we want to pivot full here. 1 second, I have to take some. I just felt a little bit in my throat here. So the alternative is to say we are pivoting full-time into the setup of being burn and ignition, and we have not found a single other piece for the setup on the force field. The core is still bronze. We were struggling anyway. So I'm inclined to say, hell, we are pivoting. And even though Dave is not the best, I think Dave here is helping us with exactly this. I will reroll. So I was like, okay, maybe a pulse rifle is also good, but then again, we would have to take out at least one of the friends here for the time being. But it will also kind of fill my board pretty nice, so for the time being, probably it is what I want to do, just to make myself stronger and not lose the next fight ahead of me. I know this is all like suboptimal, don't need to tell me, but it's also something where I have a decent amount of procs now for the core here. I have like a little bit of scaling, I have few burn items, I have like at least multicast 2 going my way, and I didn't find anything else, so it's not like I had better options available to me for now. I would say we are averagely strong here, maybe a little bit above. We have like 39 armor on the core. We have a decent amount of procs, so we have a little bit of extra health. We have a little bit of scaling here on burn. We have like extra poison output. We have some LEDs, even though that, and yeah, I feel above average strong here. I think it only rolls once for crit. I have never seen it crit on shield, but not on damage. Okay, okay. So I get like the double crit, but it only rolls once for crit. I have to tell you, I knew that you can crit with both triggers, but to be fair, I wouldn't check, or I haven't checked myself. I just took the informations I somewhere got, read, whatever. So Firebug might be right here. If he tells so, I will probably just say he's right, and I believe him because I didn't know better. So even though we still have the 2 crits, the correct answer for that is I think only it rolls once, and then you have like either you crit with both or you don't crit with both. That might be actually correct. So don't take my word, rather take Firebug's word. Okay. Plasma grenade is better than it looks here. I don't know. Alice is very slow. It's one trigger. It burns a little bit, but that damage is not doing anything. I rather have like items on the board that trigger more than once and not only after 8 seconds. So I would say I have to disagree here. So I would say we are definitely going for B1, B2 to find upgrades on the items, though for that we have to sell the force field because I feel the force field dream this game is not happening, not a single other item that we would need for that to work out. Okay, yeah, I still think getting upgrades potential here is pretty good. I will buy both. Even though the gamma ray is not the strongest, I would say it will stay here on the board. We are a little poor, so we cannot buy chocolate, but we can look at Andy and maybe without re-rolling buying something. So there is a Uzi. I would say the Uzi is better with the bomb squad for sure. Reasoning, give me a reasoning is, well, the Uzi does a lot of work here, right? It is charging the microdave. It is proccing at least nearly as often. We can also fit in the bomb squad, who is also charging the microdave as well as getting charges from the microdave. So this feels a lot stronger. I will keep the pulse rifle around because I learned not selling the pulse rifle is often good. I will give you very short reasoning why I think I should not sell the pulse rifle if I'm not in actual need of money, because I screwed myself there a couple times. So let's say I will fight again, as you have maybe seen on my ranked run, the Death Reaper, who gives you Hypnotic Drain. That's the skill if you use a smaller weapon. Freeze, like if you use a weapon, freeze smaller items. So that means if I use a medium weapon, I will, for every trigger, freeze a small item, because a small item is smaller than medium. And even though that might be not good against Pygmalion or Vanessa, it is absolutely bonkers against dually opponents because they tend to run a lot of small items, as you can see, and then they have like a lot more freezes on their side on the board. And often after finding that skill, it's like, I don't know, day 8, day 9, I struggle, and then I have to prioritize finding my pulse rifle again. I really think I hate this situation. I know it's not happening often, but sometimes you stumble onto a freeze weapon skill and you would like to use a weapon, and the pulse rifle is often one of the 2 best weapons I can think of for that. So I will have it around, and then, yeah. Good. Still for now, this should be a lot better. Do I think I can raise a flame juggler? I actually should. Here is a lot of shield getting in the way, so we should get enough shield up. We can raise a little bit, so I would wager, I would be shocked if I'm not getting there. I mean, it will look close, like the start is strong from him, but I would hope we are getting here over the line with all the procs of the core, and halving the burn procs on the other side. Okay. Here it is core cooldown reduction again. Before I... Oh, yeah, okay. We will probably sell off to get the skills. Before I keep going, I have to restart the game though. It felt very laggy already, so we have definitely restart the game. Ben, if you don't mind and are still around, feel free to figure out if I can make big multi-choose polls on Twitch, and if not, maybe already start setting up a poll on a third-party site and make all the things I said as options, like playing Pig, playing Vanessa, playing like ranked, as well as playing more like the core and weaponized core, to experiment with those, as well as probably one option, stay as it is, just to have like also that available. If you can think, or anyone can think of something else that might want to see, write banner or in chat what should also be included in that poll, and if I think it is reasonable, we should include it in the poll. And then after this game, we take a little bit of a time to make a little bit of a poll and overview what might be added very soon in this stream as variety and alternatives. And I'm happily do, if the demand is there, I have no problem doing it. I was probably maybe on the wrong assumption what is from the majority why people are viewing my stream. So I will definitely happily take those infos and then adapt accordingly, and take this in a lot more consideration. So actually feel absolutely free to suggest things to Ben and also make a poll ready, and then after the game we make a little bit of evaluation where the stream is going in the future. So Zara is, I would say, probably the best node you can get at the moment. On average, there is at least a good skill, and if you are lucky, a 50% chance of a skill that probably wins the game, not more or less on its own. So that is something I will never ever skip. So this is already good. This is one of those game-winning skills. As soon as I get like an icicle or an early freeze, I have perma-haste, and that is so much extra speed I will get ahead of my opponent that this will win me the game. So I will take a lot of stuff I would sell. I would even sell off stuff on the board if it's close to get this skill. So let's start by selling off a cinder here. We will do that on the soldering gun. I don't have an Aiden, whatever. I will also use the feather here. Then I will definitely sell the pulse rifle. And now I am just 1 gold short. So one thing will go for my invigorating cold. We could say a Uzi is like something we stumble on probably the easiest. As well, it is... I mean, while the Uzi is good, if it is in the end a GPU or a battery or I don't know, whatever, everything of those options will be good enough. Whereas the other thing is probably in the long run stronger and will stay on the board. Like LEDs are good. I will need the rays here to scale. I will need the burn items to have like a decent amount of burn output to still raise opponents. So I feel like the Uzi here, even though it is absolutely good, I will sell though definitely for one of the best skills that you can buy yourself consistently in the game. So Uzi is gone, skill is there. We are for the future very strong with that decision. We are super poor, we have nothing, so we cannot go shopping. Freebie or freebie with gold? Well, it is a freebie with gold, obviously. Here, since we are now playing the burn way, there might be lighter that is pretty good. Like lighter is amazing. It has like 3-second cooldown. It procs fast. It's a tool. That would probably the best option to get here. Or getting a rivet gun would be the high roll. Those are the best high rolls I can get in the game. So I will go for the tool pool. So yeah. Do I think I want to put this on the board over the other items? No. Do I think I'm now stronger for this fight? No, I weakened myself a little bit without the Uzi. I don't have a freeze, so this skill is at the moment